difficulty.
This Soviet team is so far superior to any of the other teams in this competition. And you can really see it here right on the first rotation. Their level of difficulty is outstanding.
That was Tatiana Lysenko. She is from Kherson in the Ukraine. And again, you have to pose the question as you see her score 9.975, leaving not much that's up from there. But you really have to wonder now what will happen to the Soviet team when, of course, the republics become teams of their own. Two of their team here from the Ukraine, for instance. Shannon Miller of the United States, and she, too, has kind of burst upon the gymnastics scene.
This is a great event for Shannon. She has quite a bit of difficulty in the routine, starting out right here with a full pirouette into a ginger. Nicely done. She has to watch slight form breaks. You can see her toes come unpointed sometimes. Those are very minor deductions. Watch this. Unbelievable. Full twisting double back. No one does that dismount better than Shannon Miller. Excellent execution.
Really nailed it there. Shannon Miller of Edmonds, Oklahoma. To the joy of the crowd here and to her coach.
Here you'll see her reverse hecht, which was her second release move. Plenty of height. And this really is the highlight of her routine.
This is a double back with a full twist. Great rotation. She finishes it easily.
So we await the score now for Shannon Miller, and a 9.9 on bars. Terrific for Shannon Miller.
One of the greatest lines I've ever heard a coach say was her coach, Steve Nuno, saying that she doesn't have a lot to say, she has a lot to do. She's very quiet, very shy, but intensely motivated.
And the Soviet Union already starting to hide from this field in the team competition, even in the midst of the first rotation. Tatiana Gutsu.
She performs the double twisting Yurchenko as well. This has become the Soviet compulsory vault, and they do it so well. The best part about her vault is the distance that she gets on the afterflight.
Well, they started with a 9.9. They haven't dropped off a bit.
Gutsu's the European Cup champion. As you mentioned, Kathy, although she has a little form break in the early part of that vault, she really travels a great distance from the horse. And that's tough for a young lady who's only 4 feet 5 inches tall.
That was her first vault. There's her score, 9.887. She, of course, will have another and an opportunity to better that score.
Bart, as you mentioned, she doesn't quite have the same polish as some of her teammates. Watch closely to see if she can keep her legs together and her toes pointed throughout the entire vault. Better landing on the vault. She's a little off center on the landing, however, and the legs still came apart right as she made contact with the horse.
How many times we heard this story, though? She said when she was 6 years old, she was selected out of a kindergarten class to train in gymnastics. So many of the Soviets and the Romanians got their start from the same way.
For better or worse, second vault, 9.925 for Tatiana Gutsu. So she does improve from the first vault. And that she likes. We'll be back. The coach of this United States team here in these championships with his biggest little charge, Kim Zmeskal. Perhaps the term team might even be a little bit misleading, because what this really is a group of athletes who come together for a very short period of time. August 24th was when this team that we're watching tonight was put together. Kim Zmeskal, of course, everybody figured would be on the team. She didn't disappoint at this special performance to select the team in Indianapolis just a few weeks ago.
The sport of gymnastics is typically very much an individual sport until the World Championships and Olympics, where team is extremely important. And in an effort to pick the strongest U.S. gymnastics team possible, they decided to have the trials a little bit closer to the games in order for them to peak for the World Championships.
Betty Okino, I don't think also would be considered a surprise to have made the team competition here under Bela Karolyi, who is her coach.
This is certainly the strongest U.S. team that I have ever seen fielded. Strong, particularly in terms of depth. Their 4th, 5th, and 6th gymnasts are extremely well prepared for the World Championships.
I think a lot of sports, particularly team sports, like to select the team 6 months, maybe a year ahead of a major world event. But in gymnastics, you need the people who are hot at the exact right time just before the games start.
And it is interesting, too, at this stage of women's gymnastics in the United States, there's a whole lot of great talent, very young, actually more talent than there are spots on this team. They actually selected out of this process a team of 8, and then it was pared down, of course, to 6. Kim Zmeskal now on the uneven bars.
This is considered by most to be her weakest event, but by far it is not a bad event for her. She has 2 big release moves in the routine, which is more than adequate in terms of difficulty. Here comes the first, a Ginger, just a slight leg separation there. She's set up for her reverse hecht right here. Here comes the dismount. Very nice, laid out in, double pike. Beautiful work for Kim.
You know, the other thing that strikes me about her, too, she's just a ferocious competitor. Watch the boss, watch the pupil.
It's as if he wills her to make every move.
And he feels her pain and he feels her joy. You got it.
Kim doesn't have great amplitude, but she certainly has sufficient amplitude right there on the first release move. You can see the leg separation just slightly, minor deduction.
So Kim Zmeskal, 9-9-1-2 on the uneven bars. Excellent. And here is the Greta Garbo of women's gymnastics.
Bronze medalist on this event at the '88 Olympic Games. And boy, you can see why. She has impeccable form.
And you will not see that expression change throughout this competition at any time.
She truly is a joy to watch. Look at the leg form, the toes pointed throughout the entire vault. And her trademark landing, 1 foot slightly in front of the other.
9-9-5-0 for Svetlana Bogunskaya. And that's almost the norm for her. And she'll have a try at improving that.
And though her vault is not as difficult as some of her Soviet teammates, because of that beautiful form, she allows no room for deductions.
The Soviets at this point are averaging about 9.9 for their vaulters.
Two identical vaults, both nearly perfect.
Bogunskaya from Minsk in Byelorussia, and Byelorussia is another republic. So it's going to be interesting. Cristina Bontas of Romania now.
She has an incredible mount sequence. Oh, no, she didn't do it connected. Usually she does this entire series without faltering. Of course, that won't be a deduction. It's just an option.
For Bogunskaya on her second vault, 9-9-6-2. So actually a slight improvement.
And as I said at the beginning of the show, historically, they are excellent on this event, even under pressure. They have scores 985, 9875, 9862, way up there. Back pike, slightly off on the landing, but very minor.
The Romanians have gone through so many changes in the last couple of years because of the fall of Ceausescu, the dictator, and they cut the funding for their training programs, sent all the athletes home to their home gyms, and left the National Training Center. And in the last 6 months, they've resumed the funding of the National Training Center, and they look really good here.
They have been a powerhouse in women's gymnastics for the past several years.
Here comes the dismount sequence. It's a round-off back handspring to a double back. Watch the height on this dismount. Way up in the air and a great landing.
Well, I tell you, if this first rotation is a sign of things to